I thought Karen had finally run out of ways to bother me. Then she showed up demanding that I remove my wood stove. She claimed it violated HOA rules and threatened me with a massive fine. I simply asked her one question: where's the county violation? The stove wasn't some homemade setup. It had been professionally installed before I ever moved in. The chimney was inspected, the hearth was properly built, and every safety requirement had been followed. But Karen didn't care about any of that. Karen handed me an official-looking HOA violation. She said the stove had to be removed within 7 days. I read the document carefully. Not once did it mention an actual county code violation. I pulled out every document I had kept since the installation. The permit was there. The inspection certificate was there too. Karen suddenly became very quiet. I looked Karen straight in the eyes and asked her to prove me wrong. Show me the county order saying this stove is illegal. She couldn't. Instead, she repeated that the HOA rules were enough. That's when I made one phone call. I asked the county to send inspectors to verify the installation. Karen laughed when she saw them arrive. She didn't realize they were about to examine everything she had been complaining about. The inspectors checked the stove from top to bottom. They examined the chimney, clearances, ventilation, and hearth protection. Karen stood behind them waiting for something to go wrong. But everything they checked passed inspection. Finally, the lead inspector closed his clipboard. He told Karen the wood stove was fully compliant with county requirements. Then he asked her where she got the claim that it was illegal. Karen had no answer. The county inspector made one thing very clear. An HOA rule couldn't simply override county safety approval without a valid legal basis. Karen's entire complaint had collapsed in front of everyone, and I still hadn't even mentioned the damage her threats had caused. Karen came demanding that I remove my wood stove. Instead, the county officially confirmed that it was completely legal. She left with nothing but her rejected violation notice. And from that day forward, she knew I wasn't going to surrender my rights just because the HOA demanded it. The inspection wasn't finished yet. The county inspector wanted to examine the chimney from inside the cabin. Karen watched every movement, hoping they would find something wrong. Instead, the inspector simply nodded and continued checking. They inspected the chimney from the outside as well. They measured the clearance from the roof and nearby structures. Every measurement matched the county requirements. Karen's confidence was disappearing with every check. Then the inspector compared the permit number with the county records. Everything matched perfectly. The installation had been legally approved. Karen had challenged something the county had already signed off on. Karen wasn't ready to give up. She insisted that HOA restrictions should be enough to force me to remove it. The inspector calmly explained that an HOA complaint wasn't the same thing as a county violation. That distinction changed everything. Finally, the inspector completed the official report. The wood stove passed, the chimney passed, and the installation was confirmed as compliant with county requirements. Karen stood there holding the same violation notice she had used to threaten me. But now the county report completely contradicted her claim. I kept a copy of the inspection for my records. Karen had nothing left to argue. I didn't throw Karen's letter away. I filed it alongside the county approval and installation permit. If the HOA tried this again, I wanted every document ready. I had learned that paperwork could be more powerful than shouting. The story spread through the neighborhood quickly. Residents started asking Karen why she had threatened me over a legally approved stove. She tried to defend herself, but nobody could explain why the county had found no violation. By the end of the week, the entire neighborhood knew the truth. My wood stove wasn't the problem. The real problem was someone assuming an HOA letter could replace a county inspection. And Karen finally understood that intimidation wasn't going to work on me. Karen arrived demanding my wood stove. The county arrived demanding proof and found everything legal. She left with her HOA complaint defeated, while my stove kept burning safely. Sometimes the best victory is simply having the documents to prove you're right.